The Illumicon is a great drawing machine that can produce images such as this. The one weakness with the Illumicon is that because it captures these images using a camera with the lens locked open, it has to be used in a pitch black room, which means people can't watch it create the images, which eliminates any entertainment value. I decided to modify it so that people could watch it do its magic. What I did is replaced the LED light with a magnet and then built a tray that fits over the drive mechanism that holds about 1/8 of an inch of extremely fine-grained sand. I add a ball bearing where the magnet is, and when I turn on the motor, the magnet will drag the ball bearing around in a design determined by the gears and linkages set up in the machine. And here we go. I've changed the lighting so that it's all coming in from this side. It helps point out the shadows and makes the image easier to see. It takes about 20 minutes for this image to develop, so let's switch over to high-speed mode and save some time. I named this machine the Mesmergraph because in spite of the fact that it moves very slowly, there's something mesmerizing, almost hypnotic, about watching the patterns develop. One of the reasons this machine is so interesting to watch is it's not really a drawing machine, it's a sculpting machine. It produces honest three-dimensional images. They're shallow, but still 3D. And this is what the completed image looks like. It's amazing how complex this is, considering how simple the basic pattern the ball follows is. In case you're interested, that image was created using the standard 150-tooth outer gear with a 74-tooth planetary gear and a fixed pivot here. A pivot here pretty much just causes the arm to swing back and forth around this pivot. To make adjustments easier, I replaced the bolts and pins that held the gears to the base plate with a sheet of metal, and the gears are held in place by rare earth magnets that fit through the centers, and these act like the center pivot. And I can move these around much easier than with the bolts. For the drive pins, the similar metal plates here allow me to put a pin wherever I want and move it around. This makes things a lot easier. The next image, which uses just an 86-toothed orbital gear with no arms, is a simple spirograph or cycloid image, but beautiful nonetheless. And off we go. Again, this takes a little bit of time, so let's evoke a little digital magic and speed things up. At this speed, it makes me think of an artist's concept of an electron orbiting an atom's nucleus. If I'm doing this to show people how the Mesmergraph works, I usually stop this image at this point. The scallops here create a petal-like or a flower-like effect, which actually I think is more attractive than if we let it go to completion so that we have an even circle all the way around. But let's go ahead and finish it and see what it looks like. And there we have it. One of the reasons this is one of my favorite patterns is the wonderful herringbone patterns you see in all of the diamond shapes. Let's try one more. For the final example, I thought I'd get a little crazy. I have two fixed magnets which will produce circles, which by themselves aren't very interesting, but they are very effective at creating a framework for what this disc is going to do. This is a 60-tooth disc which produces 5-point stars, but I have 3 magnets on it. So let's see what happens. Watching one of these multi-ball patterns develop always reminds me of a swarm of insects flying around. Now I know they can't collide, but I keep expecting 2 of them to bump into each other. Of all of my drawing machines, the Mesmergraph is by far my favorite. I'm already recording other traces and will be posting videos of them soon. I had a lot of fun making this video and I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you very much for watching.